starting. I don't know. There we go. Now it's live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mixlife, episode whatever. We're just going to talk about some simple shit. And I got to pause myself now. So, really, I mean, I don't even have anything super specific to talk about. Just that, well, I'm brain dead today. I'll be honest with you. I'm exhausted. And we're just going to talk about easy recipes and how like it's still effective to get a nuanced flavor by just using, being more selective with your flavoring choices so that you can get more out of each flavor, right? So yeah, there we go. That's my
I think I'm just gonna let you talk this entire time because you sound like you're just wasted right now. Just
right. I worked like 12 hours today. I went to work early, so I've been up already for like 13 hours. So I'm a little off kilter,
a little woozy.
Yeah, a little bit. And I haven't had caffeine in like 4 hours, and I should have stopped and got. I usually stop to get coffee on the way home, but there was like some kind of weird dude with like a machete in our the parking lot.
That sounds like a completely normal thing to have happen.
I'm not even kidding. Like that's literally a thing that happened in my town today.
Does that happen a lot in Oregon? Is that an Oregon thing?
I don't know, really. It was weird. So I was like, all right, well, I don't really want to face the machete man to get my coffee, so I'll just go home.
You're not dedicated enough. Like,
right.
Like if you're not willing to risk bodily injury for caffeine, I don't even know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, it's just today we're going to talk, or I wanted to mention briefly before we devolve into fart jokes and Pornhub references. That, it's still pretty popular for things, for mixers, especially ones that are trying to like make a big impact to release recipes that are really well layered and excellent balance, and like a lot of 10 or 15 flavor recipes. And not that that's necessarily wrong, but there are plenty of really good things that you can do with just 2 or 3 flavors, like the 1, 2, 3 trend thing that Dave's got going on, right? Is that him? He started that, right?
He starts a lot of things. I think
that was him. I mean, he starts a lot of bad things too, right? Like
he starts trouble too.
Yeah. Like he's a dangerous man. But I think overall, like it's a pretty simplistic and really good approach that's accessible for everybody. You don't always need like 10 things to get one flavor right if you just use the right amount, and then there's a lot of like staples that you can use to build, like act as a bedrock. They give you enough nuance out of their individual things, and they only need small changes to make them, wherever it is you're trying to push them. You don't always need 0.5% of Fuji in every pear recipe. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. Hey, so was it like a specific promo code for that Las Vegas thing? Because I think I remember seeing that we could give away some actual or tell people where to get some free admissions. Wasn't that somewhere on there?
Yeah. I'll get the link for everybody.
Because I promised free shit on the last stream, and I think that still counts, but I didn't know what was going on.
Let me see here.
Okay, so yeah, you enter the promo code Flavora, and we'll give them free tickets.
Yeah, I have like an actual promo link here with the discount already put in it.
All right, you gonna post that then?
Yeah. So if you guys are going to Vegas, you're interested in going to Vegas, and you want to get in for free, you can use this link here to register ahead of time, and that should take you. Oh, it doesn't have the promo. Yeah, it does have the promo already put in there, right? So it has the promo Flavora in the apply thing there, and it gives you business to business or the industry affiliate or press pass access for Friday and Saturday, November 9th and 10th, from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m., right? 12 p.m. on Friday to 7 p.m. on Saturday. Man, I'm glad they're not starting till noon, because that gives me plenty of time to nurse a hangover before we start.
Just a really angry hangover too. You're gonna get like blitzed on cheap shots of Irish whiskey and just try to start a fight. It's gonna be awesome.
I can't do shots anymore, man. It tears me up too bad. Like I can sip on whiskey until God forces me to stop by introducing me to the floor very directly. However, I can't do shots anymore. It's too much too fast. It's all about the endurance game now for old people, right? We gotta play the long game.
Because it's not a sprint.
Yeah.
What's that?
I just don't drink anymore. I get hangovers before I actually get buzzed.
What the fuck?
Like that's a sign of having been a functional alcoholic of my 20s.
Yeah. So, hey, are you coming to Vegas?
I'm not gonna make it.
Bummer.
I'm broke.
Yeah.
Waiting for clients to pay. I know.
I'll make some bad life choices in your honor.
Oh, thank you. Have fun with some hookers and beer.
Well, no, because I'm allergic to STDs. But maybe just like do a little coke off their butts or something.
Take in a couple shows.
I feel like you get STDs just for arriving at those kinds of places, right? You just show up and like they give you one. They're like, here.
I was meaning more like Penn and Teller or some kind of something going on down there.
Well, I feel like it's probably still not that much different, right?
Like what's more seedy, magicians or strip shows? I'm gonna go for the magicians.
He's got squinty eyes, that guy, the Penn and Teller, the bigger dude, right? He's got squinty eyes. Can't trust him.
I mean, he lost a bunch of weight, so like I'm used to him being a big fat guy. Instead, he's like
not a big fat guy anymore.
No, and like the weird thing is when you're that big and you lose weight when you're a little bit older, like every single wrinkle that you've been saving up just comes right back.
Yes, it does.
So he's like a raisin with no meat in the middle.
Yeah, but he's still like super weird. He's a super weird meaty raisin.
A super weird meaty raisin. You heard it here first, folks. Rick's all about meaty raisins.
But I mean, technically, I think that counts as free shit, right? Even though Flavora did it, and I think they actually posted it to their blog too. So it's not like exactly breaking news, but I didn't know exactly what was going on, so I just teased it.
Well, if they show up, there'll be lots of free shit to be had there. I mean, not only do you get the usual like expo free shit, right? But you'll have the whole DIY section. We'll be handing out, I think a 60 mil with a one shot of your choice from any of, I believe, what's operating from the Liquid Barn range, and maybe from some of our other stuff too. I'm still waiting to hear back from some people.
I'm just looking forward to more free lanyards. That's what I don't have. Enough vape branded lanyards. So let's make this happen.
I have never owned a lanyard in my life. So
you're missing out, man. I think I went to like the little like one that they had up in Bremerton here, and I think I got like 2 different lanyards.
Lanyards, right? And a million 10 mil vape wild bottles.
No, they weren't giving out anything free, but like they also weren't allowed to sell anything. It was a very strange time.
That is a weird time. You can't sell anything at an expo, like
yeah, like people were dropping money on the ground. And it got pretty weird.
That's pretty weird.
All of the vendors were pissed because they had paid for their convention spot, and then they have like cops walking through making sure that the vape vendors aren't selling anything.
What the fuck? Well, hopefully that doesn't turn into this, but I mean, it's Vegas. I really don't see them caring that much. Maybe it'll be exciting and like it'll turn into like an ATF raid, and we'll go like full on Waco, right?
There's a pretty big overlap between survivalists and vapors, so yeah, who knows what will happen.
I feel like there's a lot of weird motherfuckers who vape.
Yeah, I mean, as a weird motherfucker who vapes, there are also a whole lot of weird motherfuckers who vape.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Vaping Tree Frog's wifey. We'll come to Vegas. That's a lot to say all at once, but Vaping Tree Frog's wifey. Every time I talk to you, I can't reference you that many times with that long of a name. I'll get confused.
So is that just like a macro that it posts in the frog emojis, or are you just like copying the frog emojis individually for each one?
Find the frog emoji. Like look at how many things you have to scroll through to get to the frog. She's got to have it memorized.
Like, it's a fucking deep cut emoji right there. It's one for the serious heads only.
Balls deep. All right, so I've mostly been like vaping really simple stuff lately, like just 1 or 2 flavor recipes. Like after I just, maybe it's just like a little bit of like creative burnout or something, right? Where I've just been like, after vaping complexity for so often, like I just really wanted to have like a series of recipes that were just like, that's it, boom, 10% dandelion and burdock and something else. That's pretty much what I've been vaping, like a lot. With the like lines like the decadent vapors, like what is it called? There's like a name for it. I can't remember now. They have like the single flavor line and then the boutique flavor.
I think it's their connoisseur line or something.
Yeah, the connoisseur.
Right? The ones with the actual black bottles.
Yeah.
Yes, connoisseur.
They're pretty good. I think they're good, and they're like simple enough that, or nuanced enough that they're not just boring all the time. And then just playing with off pairings and like non-traditionals. Oop, she's crying now. Look what you did on Rick.
Yeah, no, it's my fault. I'm sorry. No, so I did see that you released a recipe called, fittingly enough, Simple.
Oh yeah. So that's basically, I'll find the link for it real quick. It's basically what I've been vaping for off and on for like, I don't know, probably since I started mixing, really. It's really super easy. And this is basically like the example, like right, the 1, 2, 3 format. So there's the link there. And it's just 1% raspberry, 2% key lime, TPA, and 3% FA pear, right? So FA pear and FA raspberry are probably like my favorite two flavor pairings. And then the key lime I like as a nice like tart, like citrus finish to it. But and at the time I started vaping it, TPA key lime was like the only reasonable lime on the market, right? We didn't have an Aware lime yet. FA had cold press, which is a good lime, but it fades so bad and it's really harsh if you want to get it strong enough to last after like a 2-week steep, right? I love their cold press lime, but it's just not, it just fades, right? All their citrus flavors fade pretty heavily, at least to me. I know that's not everyone else's experience. Some people still swear by cold press. And their lime Tahiti is still pretty good too, or whatever it's called. What's the other one?
Do you ever find that their cold pressed almost starts to taste like cinnamon in a mix? Like there's something weirdly savory about it?
I think it's the oils.
It's
because there's natural essence in it.
Yeah, those are old school. So they're like old school actual extracts. So yeah.
Not that they're bad to vape. They're fine.
Key lime is shoving razor blades down my throat. So yeah, TPA key lime is one of the few limes that I don't get any heavy throat hit from until I take it over 3 or 4%. But if it's harsh to you, Vape Train Persian lime would be a really reasonable substitute at probably half as strong, right? You probably don't need a whole 2% of that. Or Inaware lime or Flabora lime wedge. Lime wedge is the more realistic of the two, isn't it?
I mean, if you find a time machine and go back before Inaware ruined lime like they ruin everything else, use that one.
Did they ruin lime?
Yeah, they ruined lime. I mean, it's still fine. It's still like functionally a lime flavor, but it's nowhere near as fun now. Dave's already like had many meltdowns about it.
Weird. I didn't know that. Now I'm sad. You can even leave out the lime entirely. Like it's really about the raspberry pear pairing, and I just like the lime as an added bonus. And sometimes if I'm feeling more desserty or whatever, I'll throw in a few percent, like a percent or two of oba, right, just to add some like cream to it without adding a like descriptively distinct cream. So
the Sodium Chef is writing a review of Inaware Shisha Vanilla in Spanish for their Instagram. Do any of you get dryness at 2%, or is it just me?
I get a bit of dryness at 2%, yeah. Not a lot, though. it's not really super perceptible.
That's one of those flavors I can't vape. So.
Oh, what is a good percent of FA key lime? I think probably just 1%. I like their key lime, 1 to 1.5%. It's a pretty good lime. We didn't have that when I developed the recipe, but I think it'd be good too. But I honestly think vape train Persian lime would be the best sub if that's available to you. Scott Miller with these deep words of wisdom. I question anything that doesn't contain vanilla swirl.
It's all about that vanilla swirl Illuminati right there.
Right there. I mean, I'm down to like my last 10 or 15 mils of that stuff, and I'm really starting to think I need to order again soon because I'm the shakes.
I've started to like really cut back on the stuff that I order 30 mils of. Like it's super, super tight, and vanilla swirl is still one of the only things that I'll order a bigger bottle of.
Vanilla swirl and Oba Oba are like my last two like 4-ounce bottle crutches. Like everything else I'm down to like 30 mils on the maintenance, but yeah, I still need 4 ounces of Oba Oba and vanilla swirl like every 2 months.
I finally ran out of my 10 milliliter of FA Fig, which I never thought I'd be reordering, but turns out it's a good key to like a fairly realistic grape. So been burning through a ton of FA Fig.
Yeah, FA Fig is actually pretty neat stuff. I don't like FA Fig like as a main flavor. It's a decent fig flavor, but man, it's just so useful in like a million other things. It's also good for bringing berries out in a bakery too. I have about 1 million recipes on my ELR with Oba Oba, man.
Yep, me too.
I use the shit out of it. You can use it as a nondescript cream or to add like a little bit of sweet body to like tobacco, like an RY4. You can use it in fruits where you would normally use a cream, but you don't want like actual dairy. You just want like a little marshmallow sweetness, but you don't want like full on TPA or FA marshmallow sweetness. Let me find a really good example. I use the shit out of Oba Oba, dude, like all the time. I love that shit.
It's Oba Oba day today. We talked about it on Jarvis's show too.
Oh, did Jarvis? You talked about Oba Oba today too?
Yeah, it was. It's one of my main user. Like, I use it to cream stuff. I use it for a little bit of vanilla. I use it to smooth stuff. It's just kind of. It's my ketchup.
It reminds me of spumoni, not spumoni like the ice cream stuff, but spumoni like the Italian street candy, which is like this pull apart marshmallow stuff, right?
Yep.
Which I mean, we probably don't see that anywhere here in the States, except for maybe in like New York or something, or Jersey.
Shaq Juarez does bring up a good point. Didn't Joy keep it simple next to the Yakima hops guy? Yeah, like I said this in chat. I feel weird on these keep it simple shows because I am literally the exact opposite of that most of the time.
Well, really, I know. I just wanted to talk about not overcomplicating things, right? Even though I know that you and I like privately when we mix. Like,
just overcomplicate the shit out of everything.
Overcomplicate everything.
Yep. Layer it and add some more of this and a little bit of that and this accent and 15 ingredients later.
Yeah. Now, for whatever reason, I said there's 1 million of them, and now I'm not finding a single one. Here we go. This one was pretty popular for a while.
I've actually been vaping the simple cherry recipe that I have in this flavor notes. It was just flavor art cherry, flavor art juicy strawberry, candy wizard, and sour wizard.
I still need to mess with FA Candy Wizard a little more. I really like it, but it has like a really I don't know. It's got like a distinctiveness to it that I'm not sure. Like because I want to use it in more than one place, but it's so distinctive that I feel like it's gonna stand out like more than I want it to.
See, I get various things from it. Like 0.25 is just kind of sweet. 0.5 is a little bit more gummy. push it up to 1.5, and it's hard candy, and just kind of playing with it in between. It just, I don't know, I really like it, and mixing it with the Sour Wizard does some pretty amazing things to fruits.
Yeah, I like their Sour Wizard. I think I like it better than TPA Sour. Oh, wait. Who was this? The Hatchet Man Gaming's question? He said someone answer. I don't know what he's asking. Did I miss something?
Oh, no, I can't figure out what the hell's going on either.
I'm trying to find his original question because I don't. He just says what twice and then.
See, like I'm like the most inaccessible mixer sometimes, because if I can find a bunch of single flavors that do something complex together that I like more than just a pre-made concentrate that's already done, that's what I go for.
The Hatchet Man's
this is
asking
the plug.
it,
yes, it is a butt plug, but it's a drip tip.
Wow. And there you have it, folks.
Hopefully not at the same time.
Floating on head drip tip butt plugs. All right. No, that thing is seriously like intimidating, Jen. I don't even like. I'm a little frightened.
Oh, come on! It's only the medium-sized one.
Yeah, right. I'm just hard pass. I mean, it's cool.
That's why I have the vape straw too, the candy-colored one.
Yeah,
I take that one outdoors. I don't take this one out of the house because I've dropped it and I scuffed it. Mark had to fix it for me.
Nothing worse than a scuffed butt plug.
Your husband made those, right?
Yeah.
The Hatchet Man wants to know where he can buy some.
My husband is not selling drip tips. He just kind of is making them to give away. So if you happen to catch my shows Wednesdays at 7, you might be able to win one. We do random giveaways.
Check her out over the Flavor Pro Facebook page also. Yeah?
Yep.
For more pictures of her filthy drip tips.
We are also doing the year of mixing on there, which I am giving drip tips away for those drawings as well. And I apparently have a coffee filter hat.
It's nice. Very stylish. A butt plug you can breathe through.
So you need to get like 3 of them and tie them on a rope so they don't get lost.
Right. You get the beads going. The pull start. Don't they call that, right?
Just make sure you run it through the ultrasonic afterwards.
And maybe yourself too.
Well, Fresh liked his. Fresh 03 got one, and Jen Winstead has hers. And we're doing some vape straws for some other people. And so we've got some more drawings and stuff coming. Halloween, we're going to have a special thing. So if you guys wanted to come on for Halloween at all.
On Halloween
I know
day?
you probably can't, but
the day of?
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday. I don't get off till like, that's usually our usual time for a show anyways. Shit. We probably won't do a show on Halloween though. Because I'll be like doing real shit outside of the house, which I don't do often.
Yeah, we're doing our trick-or-treating earlier in the day. So by the time 7 o'clock rolls around, we should be back.
Shek Juarez, which cherry filling? If you're talking about Flavora cherry filling, I don't know. I don't think so. But their Greek yogurt, vanilla pudding, frosting, and cream are all good. And I would put them all into the mess of things. And a marzipan. Yeah, get a marzipan in there too. And some almonds.
Just fuck it. Throw it all together.
Yeah, I don't fuck with no Flavora cherry filling.
That's the one that I thought tasted like Elmer's paste with the orange caps. It smells like exactly like that in the like pasty and weird.
Cherry filling is what happened when they tried to fix Bing Cherry.
Yeah.
Right. Which was the most glorious thing to ever happen to cherry flavors. Bing Cherry was. And then it was sadly gutted. Which was depressing, and I still feel bad about. But I do still. You can send.
Still have my bottle too.
I don't have a whole bottle. I have a 5 ml dram of it left.
I've barely used any of it too.
All right. Well, I'll take my shirt off if you mail it to me. I'm kidding. I won't do that. I'll just email Bryson and beg. I'll praise the moose knuckle. Give me your Bing cherry.
Yeah, they might have some sitting out somewhere in the warehouse.
Sure I have a bunch of stuff I need to get through from them.
I have no interest in these old flavors. You can't use them for anything. You're only gonna get mad as they slowly like vanish.
Nope, I have an interest. Bing cherry, man. It's delicious. I still have some. It makes me happy.
I do have to say, out of the rest of the cherries that are out there, I think Flavor Art's plain cherry one is probably my favorite now, since Innerweara's cherries taste weird.
I like Innerweara's cherries. I don't get the weird note that you get from it.
Oh no!
And I like Innerweara cherry also, which means I'm weird. But
my new bottle tastes weird.
They might have reformulated it.
My old bottle tasted fine. Yeah,
they might have reformulated it. If they ruined it, I'll be sad.
I think they may have.
Motherfuckers! I'm never using
Innerweara.
Like, I'm just trying to move away from Innerweara entirely, just because I can't trust the bastards. Brian S asked, "How is Flabora Morning Mimosa?" I think it's glorious.
Delicious.
It's fucking fantastic.
Maybe use a light hand.
But yeah, use a light hand. Keep it under 1% or 1.5%. If you're using it with something else, I wouldn't do it standalone. That maybe. I would still mix it with something else. It's a really excellent flavor, but I feel like it needs a little bit of something. The red tea is kind of dry, but it's good, I think.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit nuttier.
Yeah.
It tasted like weed to me.
What's that?
I said the red tea tasted like weed to me.
Did it really? It's a little dry and a little earthy, but I didn't get like straight weed out of it.
Maybe it was the black tea. One of those. Neither. It was either black or red or a combination of the two on the drip tip. Something tasted like straight up just cannabis bud. It was like, wow.
I wonder if it was black cherry jelly bean. I liked the black cherry jelly bean, but I get a bit of throat hit from it that I know not a lot of people report that are saying they feel it, but I get some definite kick from it that kind of makes it hard for me to work with it. I know a lot of people really enjoy it though.
I've tried using that cherry jelly bean. I know it was like recommended to like boost up cherries at lower percentages. It still kind of tastes plasticky to me. I don't know. I'd rather just like OD on cherry extract and cross my fingers.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, I don't fuck with cherry too often, just because it's cherry, you know. But I get a definite like throat hit from it. It's a little hard for me to handle. But I mean, I still like Flavor Art's regular cherry and black cherry. If used in moderation, and usually with another like almond or marzipan to boost it.
Yeah, black cherry can go super medicinal if you go too high.
Yeah, over 1%. Really, I wouldn't recommend.
like over 2.5% for me, and it's like medicine.
Oh no, I've never taken it to 2% ever. It's terrifying. Like 1.5%, I think is about as far as I'll go with it.
No.
I have the VT cherry, but it smells like serious business.
Yeah.
Like, do you have the bottle?
No, I didn't get their cherry, but like their apricot is like theoretically another stone fruit or whatever, and that tasted like burning plastic. So I figured their cherry would probably be even more.
It smells good, but it is like kick you in the face fucking strong when you open it. Like, it's impossible to miss. It's really, really strong. So that's kind of indicative that it's going to be really medicinal if you use it too high. And just by smell, I'm guessing that 0.5% is probably too high. At least the version I got. I know that some of the stuff that I got was still in beta when I got it, and it wasn't officially released. So the version I have may not be the same that's for sale now. That's like probably 50%, 75% of the stuff I got from him was pre-release. Yeah. EUR Amarina Cherry. I don't think I'm familiar with that brand. Euro Flavors? Is that who that is?
Guessing?
Yes, it's Euro Flavors.
That's not really common over here.
I think I picked some of the Euro Flavors up from DIY Vaping Supply.
You know, everybody always mentions them, and I've yet to even go through their website.
Try to order from them on a sale.
On a sale.
So you can get more flavors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe I'm just a purist, right? Or I just stuck in my old man ways, but I just order from Bull City, and if I can't get it there, I either get it direct from the manufacturer But I mean, I just have
they carry the weird stuff. I mean, they have like Fairy's Finest, and they've got Mullenberry and the Euro flavors, and Hangson stuff, and Health Cabin, and I mean, they've got just pretty much everything you can find, and even the old crap like Bickford's. Like nobody uses Bickford's anymore, but that stuff was.
I haven't even heard Bickford's in like 2 or 3 years. I don't think anybody's even brought it up.
No, that's like 10-20% flavoring kind of range.
Well, I mean, Decadent Vapors is the same way. They're old school, and they're really kind of in the same potency range, right? Where you want to be hitting 15%, 10% with 7 to 10% with a single flavor, and you're probably still hitting 25% with a full recipe.
It's just not so great if you're trying to mix a more complex recipe. Those flavors are just not really that great for it. Although there are some very finest ones that I still really like, sweet potato and the black walnut. I don't know if they carry that one, but that used to be my favorite walnut flavor.
Yeah, their sweet potato's good. I think I actually still have some. I don't know if it's any good anymore because it's old. Because I got it before they like closed and then reopened or whatever.
Yep. Occasionally you can still find them on Amazon, but they don't seem to be selling a whole lot to the public.
Tree Frog's Wifey, we do clone commercial e-juices sometimes when I don't have commercial clients to work with, right? But usually it entails you mailing me physical samples of whatever it is you're after. Because I don't just buy commercial juice anymore, so it comes at a reverse engineering juice is ridiculously difficult sometimes, and sometimes like there's no guarantee that I could vape even 240 mils and still like have it pegged down to like even 90%.
I don't vape this stuff. I just have it and I sniff it. This is Looper. Like I can't even open it.
The only commercial juice I still buy is Boa's Bounty.
So red strawberry hibiscus. If the hibiscus doesn't taste like ass, they're probably using Capella's hibiscus.
99% chance there's Capella hibiscus.
Or TFA's. TFA's isn't bad for hibiscus.
No, it isn't bad, but it's harder to work with. And I don't know that it would stand up to a strong commercial raspberry or strawberry. But I think Capella's probably has a better chance.
So that would be my hot take, just given the name and assuming it doesn't taste bad.
It's probably like 6%, or probably like the fucking TPA strawberry ripe combo with fucking cap hibiscus and 5% sweetener.
Yeah, like if it tastes like actual hibiscus, like tea instead of like anything green or leafy, they're using cap hibiscus.
Yeah, if it has like a tea vibe to it, it's definitely Capella's. If it has a more like floral / perfume vibe, it's TPA.
See, now TPA's to me is a lighter, like almost like a not too long steeped hibiscus tea. Like if you just barely put the tea bag in there, but then TFA's is more like a hibiscus candy.
Yeah, there's the TPA's has definitely got like it's sweeter,
spice to it too. Like it's a spice floral.
It's got a bright green note to me, like really, really, really bright green, like fresh, like stem, which isn't bad. It's not bad, and I kind of enjoy it, but it's different. I have a 30 ml of Capella hibiscus, and I'll tell you exactly why. It's fucking good. That's why. That's why you have a 30 ml of fucking hibiscus.
Yeah, if it has a hit of peach in it too, that's probably something with the strawberry and the cap hibiscus.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely go with Capella's hibiscus.
Yeah. If you're doing strawberry, I definitely would too.
And then I'm willing to bet it's just TPA strawberry, or maybe Flavor West. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a difficulty tasting strawberries, so I usually can't pick them up like that one.
Like if you started with some cap sweet strawberry and some cap hibiscus, you could probably work from there, just trying to figure out what they're doing.
Yeah, and there's a really strong chance that it's like all cap, right? Like because a lot of manufacturers will do that with a line, where they'll stick to one manufacturer to build a line off of because it's just fucking cheaper that way, right? Because they're not wholesaling from rebottlers; they're wholesaling direct, and they don't want to fuck around with having 11 different wholesale accounts to have that fucking 0.5% of Inawera to make their juice special. They want to just find the magic range where they can get away with pushing boundaries on higher flavor percentages and then muting it out with sweetener.
Yep.
Right? Like that's the commercial approach. And it's really typical for companies just to use all Capella. So
if I were going to do the hibiscus with strawberry with just Capella, I'd probably do strawberry and cream and then sweet strawberry and the hibiscus. Yes, it's fine. Wow. Yeah.
Pog recipes, Pog recipes, all seemingly simple, but not at all simple. They're a pain in the ass.
Chef, the sodium chef was saying that cap hibiscus on pog kind of recipe works well. And I was saying, that actually does sound like a really good idea because it would help smooth it out quite a bit, and the flavors are kind of.
And it's kind of got a little bit of that like nectariness going for it, which I think would work really well. Yeah. I think the most successful pog that I made was all cap.
Because we're using like juicy orange or something.
Sweet tangerine and passion fruit, hibiscus, and their pink guava. Because the pink guava and the passion fruit both have that kind of nectary, thick vibe, and it was really just. Like it still wasn't ultra successful by any measure, like of the word, but it was the most successful and least bad. That's really the word I was looking for. Least bad. Oh, excuse me. There's a chance I could use FA strawberry. Maybe.
But if it's pretty upfront, if the strawberry is pretty upfront and pretty obnoxious, it's probably not FA strawberry.
I really like FA strawberry, but it is pretty mild. It's actually one of the few that I can taste really consistently, but it's not a very like prominent like dominator of a recipe unless you really push it up, which is cool because you can with FA strawberry, but. Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Dude, I feel you. I think all of the Capella oranges can die in a dumpster fire. I don't understand how people use sweet tangerine. I'm not overly sensitive to flavors, but that just annihilates me at one drop.
Really?
I hate that flavor.
Sweet tangerine's like the only one that doesn't fuck my life up.
Ugh.
Like juicy orange is okay, I guess, but it's fucking brutal. It's sharp. But sweet tangerine didn't ruin my life.
Dim one's over here saying cap grapefruit is your secret for pie. Yeah, actually probably worked pretty well.
I think the only oranges I use are FA Mandarin and FA Blood Orange.
I do like FA Mandarin. And their new Blood Orange is pretty good too. Shisha Orange, Inawera Shisha Orange is my favorite right now though. Still,
that one smells really good. However, I'm just quite frankly afraid of Inawera changing anything anymore, so I've stopped ordering them.
It's strong to the point of stupidity.
Yeah,
like
it is.
0.5%, it will completely dominate every fucking thing else you put in it. Like even at 0.5%, it'll stand out in a 15 or 20% commercial recipe.
Yep. It's one of those ones that's like one drop in a 30 ml kind of flavor.
Yeah, it's really, 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 really strong. But it is delicious. It's a fantastic orange and it's not hard.
And apparently that's one of the ones that will just evaporate out of the bottle too. That's like
someone has reported that before, but I've had the same bottle for like 6 months or a year, and I haven't noticed any really.
Yeah, I had my little 10 mils for like 3 years. They went off before they disintegrated.
I actually really like Vape Train's Mandarin too.
Is it good? I haven't got to it yet.
Yeah, FA's Mandarin seems a little waxy to me. Like when I'm trying to use it, like I got this weird thing with oranges where they feel kind of warm and waxy, and Vape Train's Mandarin doesn't feel as waxy to me.
Well, yeah, that's some promise. I don't really even vape orange very often. Like I did for a while, like 2 years ago or something.
I add it to stuff. Like I put it in my watermelon mix that I did the other day. Watermelon with a little bit of cherry and some mandarin.
I've been on a watermelon and Flavora sour apple kick. Like that's my thing.
Ooh. Might have to try that.
It's fucking good. Like instead of using pear or apple or anything else or any other apples, like Flora sour apple is like my thing, man. It's so good.
Something else I can throw Candy Wizard in.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I like that. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that later today.
It's just become my new sweetener now too. Like I just throw that in everything, even tobaccos.
Hick's orange Tic Tac mix. You know, I haven't seen a Hick recipe referenced in like at least a year. Head in Clouds, the mystery person, the mystery ungendered person.
Non-binary.
Right, or non-binary. I bet he or she sexually identifies as a toaster oven or something. I don't know. Non-binary. Whatever. I'm gonna stop before I like say something really horrifically non-PC and probably ruin half our viewership.
Yeah, we're supposed to be inclusive, remember?
Is that the word we're using now?
Yes, inclusive. We love everyone who mixes.
There's so many changes now. I just don't know what to do. So I just don't do anything. That's really my key. Is I just don't go outside anymore. I don't converse with other humans other than to say, yes, I would like fries with that, and that's about it. Or I would like another beer. That's pretty much the extent of my human interaction outside of this right here, right? And I don't have to worry about offending Rick. He ate an orange topless on television or on the internet. So
I mean, I do have delicate sensibilities, but not about anything that makes any sense. So,
all right,
cool.
First person to call me precocious gets a lawsuit filed against them. But other than that, I'm good.
No,
I don't think that is a word that would be used to describe you.
No vape drama. We have a distinct rule about no vape drama, unless we're just making fun of it. Because I just don't participate. Is the RF sweet strawberry cap the same usage wise? You know, I don't know because I've never used the reduced flashpoint sweet strawberry. Have you guys ever touched him?
I don't think I have that one. I think maybe I do. Let me see. Oh, what is this one? No, mine says flammable. So no, I have not tried that one. I buy the flammable stuff.
Yeah, I've never used the reduced flashpoint. I would assume so, but maybe reference ELR, all the flavors, and see what other people are using it at. Because I'm really not sure.
I would imagine they've just replaced the alcohol with PG.
Presumably, yeah.
Not used anything that's alcohol based.
Which shouldn't make a big difference.
No. I mean, the difference between the TFA DK tab version 1 and version 2 is practically nothing. My husband doesn't taste any difference between the two. The version 2 is the reduced flashpoint one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any difference. So I have no clue. I have no clue at all. And I didn't really ever use Capella Sweet Strawberry ever anyways, except for like the first 3 months I was mixing, and then I figured out that there was actually other flavors.
Yeah, I only use it if I'm absolutely forced to, because there's no other possible strawberry to use for somebody in a commercial mix or something.
That's good, Rick. I like that.
I mean, rough shape. Like, let's not claim that it was well done, but
right.
All I can think of is in John Dies at the end, there's a meat monster.
Yeah.
It's got a turkey, deer tongue flopping around.
Yeah, that's essentially it. It was kind of a fun coincidence. So my little icon thing that I use everywhere is literally just a 5-pound package of bacon with a fake mustache and googly eyes stuck on it. And I kind of resemble that. So
I thought it was French toast at first.
No, it's just like one of the plastic packs of bacon.
I didn't realize it was bacon. I thought it was ham. I assumed it was just a big piece of ham.
Vaping meat monster. There we go. That's my new name.
I see. I've got a whole line of TFA 4 ounces on my floor now.
There you go. There you go. Oh god. So I turned this up so I could hear you guys, but I didn't realize it would make all my notifications really loud. Somebody just like messaged me on Facebook and it blew my eardrum out. So that was fun. Cool.
I feel like we should oh, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say I turn all my sounds off. My notification sounds off.
I should have. I didn't think about that. It was never a problem with my other headphones. So that was cool.
I was just going to clarify that we at Mixlife only condone children vaping if they're super cool children. Nerd children need not apply.
Yeah, pretty much. Do the kids ever crank flavors all over the place?
Yeah, mine loses them under the shelves, under my table, under my desk. They're everywhere. I feel like my mix room is to him what my grandmother's sewing room was to me. I sit and play with all the buttons and all the pieces of fabric and stuff, and he comes in here and just organizes and rearranges all my flavors.
Nice. Is there anything else? I feel like I was supposed to talk about something else today, and now I can't remember what it is.
No, we tried to pretend like your simple recipes are worthwhile. That didn't go all that well.
No, it didn't really. For those of you that don't know me or know me well, Adam already posted a link to it in the Mixlife group. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm running a fundraiser for Wounded Warriors program. There's a link to it in the Mixlife group somewhere, I think. Adam posted it. So if you guys want to be cool and give me stuff, just give money to those dudes instead, because they're cool dudes. That's it. That's my big plug there.
So you're turning 24, right?
Yep. I've been 24 for 10 years. And no. Well, if I stopped counting at 24, then that would get bad. I would want to admit to how much more it is than that.
I decided next year I'm just going to start aging backwards.
Nice. I think I turned 39 at midnight tonight in 4 hours. So it's the last year of my 30s. So I'm just going to stay here forever. That's it. I'm 39 now, and I'm never going to change. That's it. It's over.
Sounds like a plan.
Right.
And
I'm cool with 39, right? Like 39 is like not quite creepy old lecturer, but not quite like young hipster. I don't really want to go back to young hipster, and I'm not really prepared to be the dirty old man yet. So I'll be 39 until I'm 70. There we go. Illuminati.
Vanilla swirl Illuminati.
You know, it's dumb. Like, so speaking of simple though, is a vanilla swirl is like one of those flavors that you can use to just brain dead out a recipe. Right? Like vanilla swirl, oba oba. If you're really into custards, like Cap's vanilla custard. I don't particularly care for it myself, but people love it. Or Inawera custard even more clearly until they fuck it up like they fucked up everything else. Like all of those things you can just literally just pound in 3 or 4% of it and then just put a fucking fruit in there and you're done. It's great.
It's kind of like a compressor for music. It takes out all of those obnoxious high and low end and just gives you a big, thick chunk of flavor right down the middle.
Exactly that. There you go. That's my simple speech. Use a lot of vanilla swirl on everything.
I can't stand vanilla swirl.
Get out of here, Jen. You're fired. You're done.
It tastes like that plastic fake vanilla flavor, but I hate French vanilla. So that's the reason why I don't like it. I don't like French vanilla in my food. There's just something plastic about it. Most of the vanillas have that flavor to it. The French vanilla cream, the Capella's vanilla flavors, they all have this fake plastic vanilla. It's kind of like that fake plastic blueberry note, only in vanilla. And it's just something I don't like, and I'm sensitive to it.
I mean, like, people still eat a lot of Twinkies and stuff, and those objectively taste bad. I think like adding vanilla swirl is like the Hostess snack cakeification of your recipe.
Yeah, it's like the ketchup.
That, right? It's consistently bad,
but amazing at the same time.
No, exactly. No, I fucking love Vanilla Swirl, and D Millen doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
See, I'm kind of on a Flavor Art vanilla gelato and vanilla classic blend.
I am really, really, really liking the Flavor Art vanilla gelato, but it has like a really distinct like butterscotch note that I cannot get past. I like it, and I think it's really good. But
to me,
I feel like
it steeps out relatively well, though. But it takes a month.
See,
to really
even my
out.
month-old samples, I'm still getting that butterscotch note. It's like a caramel or butterscotch-y darkness to it, which, like I said, I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's delicious, but it kind of makes it a little more challenging to work with in some cases because I can't. Well, mostly only because I can't like force it into what I want it to be, right? But it could just be me and the way I taste things. But I know I'm not the only person that's noticed the butterscotch note, even after a long steep.
What percentage did you use it at?
I tested it from 0.5% to 3.5%.
I think I've been using it in the 0.25% up to about 1.5% as like a main vanilla cream note. But I always blend it with other stuff, so maybe I'm not noticing it.
Yeah, I definitely push it up into like the full like main flavor range, and that butterscotch note. Once you get it up over 1%, like it does not go away. And under 1% in a mix, I didn't notice it. Like it doesn't stand out the same way that like Vanilla Swirl would. It's not bad again, like I said, but it definitely doesn't hold up in a mix at lower percentages the same way like their vanilla custard does. You know, the downside to their vanilla custard being that it's a lemon custard. And I've heard them talk about people talk about the lemon fading over time, but even at like a 2-month steep, I still pick up lemon.
Yeah, that lemon doesn't fade out of that custard.
I know some people say that it does, and maybe it does for them, but it does not. I still pick up that up. The worst note from it, just like Dulce de Leche. I can't use Dulce de Leche over 0.25%, and even then, I don't care for it. I think there's better ways to get that flavor with different concentrates. Blueberry Def. I actually like blueberry muffin. It's probably my favorite blueberry now. Flavor's blueberry muffin. Because I don't taste any muffin at all in it and hardly any bakery note, but it's a damn good blueberry.
It's the ghost of a muffin. It's like a blueberry that came out of a muffin but doesn't have any of the muffin still attached.
Exactly that. It's exactly that. Yeah, there's no muffin to me at all. Like I don't get any muffin or like maybe a hint of grain when it's really fresh, but I don't after it's sat for 3 days, it's gone. And it's just blueberry. And it's a really great blueberry, I think. But
I don't know. I just said in the chat, like, I just punch up my blueberries. If I need like a real kick in the teeth for blueberry, I'll just use some forest fruit.
Yeah, FA Forest Fruit's a really great one for that, or Capella Harvestberry, though you have to be more cautious with Harvestberry because it has a bunch of other shit going on, and it kind of turns into like Big League 2 if you turn it up too high. Do you ever get that? I get a grape like Big League 2 if you like really force the like Harvestberry up to like 3%, 4%.
Yeah, I can get a little bit grapey in general. I don't know. I like using like between 1% and 2% if I have like a blueberry that I want to actually show up but doesn't have the presence. Like I really like the Cap Silverline blueberry, but you aren't going to taste it in a busy mix unless you throw some forest fruit in there.
Yeah, I haven't messed with the Silverline yet. I still need to order a bunch of it. So, but as much as you've been talking about it lately, I really should stop stalling and just do it.
It actually tastes freaking pretty realistic to me. Like it tastes like kind of a fresh blueberry, which is a weird thing to have happen in the Capella Silverline, but here we are.
Here we are. I think it's good. Good, it's good. I'm ready. Yeah, see, I don't even get it for like 2 hours, the muffin. Like I get like the faintest hit of gray like the really, really faint for like midday maybe. But blueberry muffin is like a fantastic blueberry.
But you're talking about like 5% of it.
I don't think I've ever used that much of it.
Oh, dude, I crank the fuck out of that flavor.
Blueberry muffin? Can you really? I've only got, I think, push it like 2%, maybe 2.5%.
No, I've mixed it in recipes that I think worked out. Granted, it was a pretty aggressive like flavor it was going into, but 5% wasn't out of place at all.
Yeah, backwards. It's backwards for me. Vaping Tree Fox Wifey. I love drinking coffee, but I hate vaping it. It's horrible. And even good coffee flavors, really usable ones. Like I just don't like vaping it for more than like 2 seconds, and then it's just like ugh, gross. But I don't think I have any like reverse things where I don't like the flavor of something in real life and then I love to vape it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can tell from my general physique, I'm not super picky about food, so I don't have too many issues like that. I mean, I probably wouldn't like a cauliflower vape, but
but I would try it.
Yeah, I'd try it, obviously.
Anywhere blackcurrant. That's a good idea too. Yeah, that would work pretty well. I really like Anywhere blackcurrant. I'm like all things Anywhere, nervous about their consistency, but I do like Anywhere blackcurrant quite a bit. And I got a new blackcurrant that I can't talk about yet, but it's really incredible. It's super good. Hopefully, I can drop that bomb pretty soon. It's exciting. It's really exciting. I know I don't look excited or sound exciting at all, but
I'm on the edge of my seat, man.
Dude, it's like my favorite new thing, and I can't. Like I promised I wouldn't say anything. So like,
I've got some favorite new things. We'll see what ends up happening because I've been really impressed by some favorite new things.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after we go off air. Sorry, guys. We love you though. Liam, I'm in the middle of something right now. Give me 5 minutes, bud. My dad's trying to sneak in here and fuck with me. Black fruit mint Anywhere flavors. I don't think I ever tried that.
Yeah, I haven't tried it either. I heard people say that it was like, oh, that's what not to bring back the Heisenberg debate, but A, they're wrong, and B, it would, seems like it'd be a pretty good flavor, though.
Yeah, it's crystal blue, dude. I'm fucking 90% positive. I know a lot of people will tell me, oh, it's before Decadent Vapors sold crystal blue, and I was like, well, Decadent Vapors has been around for like a decade. So
they've been selling that crystal blue for a minute.
They've been selling that shit for a long fucking time.
They probably just didn't have. I mean, even if the timing on that works out, they probably just weren't selling it out in public.
Well, that's really the thing. Is I think that Heisenberg ran its course, and then maybe the wholesale contract changed or something, and they were able to release it to the public. But I'm like 99% sure the Heisenberg it's mostly crystal blue.
I'm vaping. This has been my squonk mix for the week. It's like 3% Flavor West Natural Spearmint, like 3% Crystal Blue, and some Anywhere Shisha Raspberry.
That sounds glorious. In fact, I'm gonna dig out my Crystal Blue tonight because that sounds super good. And I haven't had any Crystal Blue in like a month.
Pasteurizing his e-liquid line. That sounds dumb, sort of.
Pasteurizing? How does that even? Hang on.
I'd imagine the heat from pasteurizing can't possibly be good for the flavoring.
What pasteurization is like? It's a really fucking hot process, right? Like it's boiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like flash pasteurization, you're still going to lose a whole bunch of volatiles. And really, I mean, PG is. PG
I mean, is he using like 40% flavoring or something? Like,
yeah.
I have like a thing. It's freaking me out.
Yeah, no, the blue is the dye, and I wouldn't ever say anybody should add food coloring or whatever to their juices, but I do get strangely happy when I have an excuse to use crystal blue. So
it's good. It's really good, and I don't care if it's blue colored and it might kill me. It's fucking delicious.
But yeah, if you pasteurize something, like the other thing is like you're heating this stuff up to the point of atomization. So there's no like, unless you're adding weird shit to it, you shouldn't have any microbial growth. And even then, you're killing everything when it hits a coil unless you're drinking it.
Yeah, I don't understand why pasteurization is even theoretically possible.
Maybe they actually aren't pasteurizing. Maybe it's homogenizing. Because that would just be.
Well, I mean, homogenizing is it's a whole different.
Yeah.
That's not. They're not even remotely related in process.
No, but milk is pasteurized and homogenized. So sometimes people get the two things mixed up. So maybe the person's using the wrong word.
Yeah,
is
maybe
selling
follow
it
up with the guy because I feel like pasteurization is not even theoretically. No, just no.
With a probe ultrasonic device, you can homogenize.
There's a couple of different approaches you could make to homogenization. There's like a number of approaches, but I mean that's probably the most theoretically sound in a lab environment. But
yeah,
like that's just no.
I
You talk about flavor art blackcurrant?
Yeah.
No, I do love flavor art blackcurrant though.
Yeah, I mean, on that note, y'all want to wrap the show up?
Oh yeah, it's time. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, everybody. We will be back. Wait, it's next week.
Have a good night, folks.
Yeah, I'll be here. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. All that good horseshit. We're back next Wednesday. And to end it, Tony Sandman says, "Wow, what a butt plug."